Hello, hello, hello. What's up? It's your girl Twan the Mystik from housemystik.com. What's up, y'all? I know it's been a minute, okay? And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Here on this lovely channel, I love to create pick a cards, spiritual related content videos, and I'll be adding much more. So if you're interested in things like that, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're updated every single time I drop something new. Yeah, y'all. So, like I said, I know it's been a minute, all right, but I knew I wanted to come back and do something for y'all for the full moon in Virgo with me being a sun in Virgo. So, I was like, let me come back, all right. So, this is your full moon in Virgo pick a card reading, all right. So, I'm gonna do a little bit of an astrological breakdown. If you're not interested in this part, you can go to the timestamps in my description and in my comments, and you can skip to your pile or the pile selection. But I wanted to go ahead and talk really quickly about this full moon in Virgo that we're having because it's important. Okay, so full moon in Virgo is going to be the last full moon of the astrological new year because the astrological new year starts during Aries season, which begins on March 20th. Okay, so with this being the last full moon, it's all about tying up loose ends. Even with it being Pisces season, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, as you know, this is about tying up loose ends. Virgo is all about getting organized and, getting your shit together. Okay, it's all about that. And with this full moon in Virgo, this is a time to finish up projects that you've been procrastinating on, getting back on your health routine that you've been saying you're gonna get on, going for those goals and uh, doing what you need to do to get towards those goals that you've been procrastinating on. It's just all about, yeah, getting your stuff together. But another thing with full moon in Virgo, it's all about also realizing that you're good enough, okay? That you're good enough to have what you want, and that when you put in the work, you can make what you want happen. What you put your mind to, you can make it happen. But it's like with Virgo, and I know this as being a Virgo, like we'll do the work, but sometimes we're very much perfectionists. We're very much perfectionists. So when um sometimes we want things so perfect that we don't feel like our best is good enough. You know what I mean? So maybe that's how you've been feeling, like your best is not good enough. And it's time to get out of that and stop thinking that way. Okay, so let me do the aspects really quick and then I'll get into the piles. Okay, so the aspects of the moon for the full moon, I'm looking on my phone because yeah. So the aspects for the full moon, for full moons, the sign that the moon is in is always in opposition with the sun. So sun opposing the moon. So also, like I said, it's going to be making a trine with Pluto. So this is going to be a very transformational time for all of us in the collective with getting these things done, because I feel like during this transformation, it's like you're realizing what stops you from moving forward, and a lot of it is your own self-doubt, your criticism, not having faith in yourself, and you realizing how you need to change your mindset and change how you speak to yourself, change how you treat yourself. And that's what's going to push help you with getting to your goals, because you're realizing, okay, I can't keep talking to myself like this. I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? So that's what's going to help you get towards your goal, with changing your mindset and how you think about yourself. And then trying the North Node, I definitely feel like I said, and many of us will be pushing forward with our goals and realizing why, what's stopping us, and it's us. It's us, and the self doubt, the criticism, how we talk to ourselves, the procrastination, the disorganization, the lack of discipline, the lack of um accountability. And what I say that, I'm not saying like it's all about work, work, work. The other, like, I mean, like labor where you're moving towards a goal. It can also be like, lack of accountability when it comes to your mental health, like realizing like, wow, my I think really badly about myself sometimes, like, and knowing that you need to address that. And just and things like that, or maybe saying like, oh, I'm gonna rest, but then not taking that time to rest. You know what I mean? So, yes, lack of accountability, lack of discipline, like things like that. So, I think many of us are going to be noticing that and being like, okay, this is what I need to do. If I want to make leaps and bounds in my life, this is what I need to do. Whether it's working on your mental health, whether it's working on your physical health, whether it's like not having discipline when it comes to your spiritual practices. It could even be your actual work, like not being disciplined with, when you say, oh, I'm going to do this and not doing it, you know? So, anywho, that's my little astrological breakdown of the full moon in Virgo. So now let's get to the piles. So let's get into these piles, all right? If you hear someone talking in the background, that's my aunt. She's like extra loud on the phone, bruh. Anyway. Let's get into these piles. The first pile is calcite, some orange calcite for ya. That's pile one. And pile two is selenite, this beautiful heart-shaped selenite crystal. And then pile three is this a beautiful smoky quartz. Okay, so pick the pile or the crystal that you feel the most drawn to, and then go to the timestamps in my description or in my comment section, and click your timestamp, and I will see you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, hello, hello. Those of you that chose pile number one with the orange calcite, okay? So let's get into your reading to see what will be occurring for you during this full moon in Virgo, okay? All right. So the first two cards basically are what will be like the main theme for you during this full moon in Virgo. Okay? So let's see. We have don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo, and then we have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Okay. So yes, with these two cards coming up, I feel like the theme for you during this full moon in Virgo is like not being afraid to change things up, okay? Not being afraid to change things up, switch things up, because Leo is a fixed sign, okay? Leo is a fixed sign, and fixed signs have a hard time with change. And maybe you have fixed signs in your chart. Maybe you have a lot of Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Taurus in your chart. And maybe sometimes you be afraid to change things up because you've done things in a certain way for a long time. And Spirit has probably been calling you to change things, okay? Calling you to change things. And the fact that when you have your mindset, or your like, yeah, when your mind is set on something, doing things a certain way, you don't change your mind easily. Okay, you don't change your mind easily once it's fixed on doing something. And I feel like for you, you're being called to change things up, and that's the theme for you. And maybe it has to do with your goals. Okay, maybe you were aiming for your goal in a certain way, and then it's like Spirit kind of like took you for a loop. Spirit kind of took you for a loop, and now you're being called to do things a certain way. So yeah, that's a theme for you during this full moon in Virgo. So don't be afraid to change things. And even because we have this pride card here, it's like maybe you're afraid to look like a beginner. Maybe you're afraid to look like a beginner. Um yeah. You're afraid to look like a beginner, and Spirit is like, don't be afraid to start again. Don't be afraid to try things differently, even though you will be somewhat of a beginner. Okay. And know that even when you're doing things as a beginner, you can still find success doing that as or starting out as well. Um like for example, let's say you're feeling called to put your art out there professionally or whatever. I'm using myself as an example clearly. And it's like you're afraid because maybe you feel like you don't draw the best, or don't you didn't go to art school, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, like, you know what I mean. But spirit is saying, even though you didn't get a certain type of training, or maybe you didn't go and do things a certain way, but that doesn't mean you won't find success. Okay. I don't know, maybe that's a specific message for a certain person, but I definitely feel like don't be afraid to start. And I'm also hearing for someone, maybe two people, but it's like I feel like there's some of you guys that want to start a YouTube, or you want to start an Instagram, or for your business, or something like that, but you're thinking like, "Oh, I don't have any followers and no one's going to see this and blah blah blah." Like, everyone starts from somewhere. Everyone starts from somewhere, okay? Everyone starts from somewhere, and then they grow with consistency, okay? So, yeah. What is that knocking sound? Okay, I keep hearing a knocking sound, and I'm wondering if that's a message for you guys as well, where it's like an opportunity is knocking at your door. And some of you guys will be getting an opportunity that will change the course of everything. Okay, because maybe you are doing things a certain way, like I said, and then maybe you get this opportunity and you're just like, oh wow, if I do this, then that changes up how things will play out. You know what I mean? Or like maybe you feel called to do something that you've never done, like I said, with being a beginner, and it's like it'll change the course of things. So, okay. Anywho, so I also asked spirit, because full moons are associated with um releasing. Okay, so I asked spirit, like, what does this pile need to release during this full moon in Virgo? Okay, so you guys have psychic abilities. Wow. And then we have blessings. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So with psychic abilities and blessings, and I said it had to do, like, this portion of the reading has to do with what you need to release. I feel like you what is that knocking noise? I wonder if that's a woodpecker. Cause I hear this at the same time every day. That's crazy. But I'm sorry if y'all, if hopefully it's not bothering you guys, but I feel like you need to release fear of trusting your intuition, because I feel like your intuition is leading you to do things in a different way, take a different route, switch things up. Even if you end up like staying in the same field, I feel like spirit is saying to switch things up when it comes to your career, or like maybe starting something completely new and completely different for some of you guys. But spirit is saying to trust your intuition, and I feel like you're afraid. Like there's a part of you that's afraid of trusting your intuition, because you're like, if I change things, how do I know it's gonna work out? If I like, try this thing, if I do this, like, how do I know it'll work out? It will. Okay, you need to trust your intuition. Okay. And then we have blessings, and this is a blessing in disguise, and I feel like you need to release the fear of it, like feeling like this is a not a curse, but like a with how spirit has forced you to switch things up. Like, spirit, what is that knocking noise? I feel like it's a woodpecker or something, because that is weird. It's like literally on the wall. Like, I feel like opportunities are Knocking at your door. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you need to stop thinking that when with spirit forcing you to switch things up, you need to stop feeling like this is not a blessing. Like spirit hates you, your ancestors hate you, or like good things never happen to you. You know what I mean? Because maybe you're currently going through a topsy turvy time, especially with the waves that I see on this mutable card, this mutable moon card. Look how these waves are crashing, and I feel like you've been going through just a lot of uncertainty because you're just like, what is going on in my life? Like, I don't really know why spirit is forcing me to make these changes, but it's a blessing in disguise, and you need to realize that and release the fear that trusting your intuition will make everything fall apart, and realize that this is a blessing in disguise. And look how in the background it's a full moon. So yeah, blessings are coming to you with this full moon, bro. I really see it. Like full some blessings are coming. And I think it's really through you trusting your intuition to switch things up and focus on something different that than what you were focused on before. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Queen of Wands. Wow. See, huh, being confident. Okay, well, I forgot to say this part is supposed to be all about like any other messages your spirit guides have for you about how this full moon in Virgo will be affecting you. Okay, and we have Queen of Wands. So, yes, like I said, confidence. Well, I didn't say the word confidence, but I was saying you need to trust yourself. You need to trust your intuition. Trust that your spirit team is leading you in the right direction, even though it's kind of scary that you have to make these like changes and changing your focus. Okay. And it's funny because there's lions on this card and we have the Leo card here. So I definitely feel like some of you guys are Leos, okay? Or maybe you're one of the mutable signs, like the mutable signs are Virgo. Uh, I wanted to say Capricorn. That's not a mutable sign, but maybe some of you guys are Capricorns. But so we'll say Capricorn, Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Sag, and Gemini. Okay. I listed so many signs right there, but but yeah, mutable, maybe a mutable sign or Leo or Capricorn. All right. So we have Knight of Cups. Okay, so this is crazy because what did I say? I kept talking about that knocking that I kept hearing. I kept hearing this knocking, and I feel like with this Knight of Cups, well, not I feel like this is what this card has to do with opportunities coming your way, invitations, okay? And it could also be downloads, as well as downloads from your spirit guides inviting you to take a new route, okay? But I also feel like it's opportunities coming in because of the fact that, because I also feel like many of you guys have already been starting to make these changes with your career and being like, okay, clearly Spirit is saying to switch up how I do things in this field that I'm already working in, or just start from scratch and take on a new career path or a new job, or something like that. But um I feel like opportunities are coming in because you've already been deciding to make these changes and trusting yourself. But I feel like along the way, you've just kind of been like, ugh, I don't know. Am I doing the right thing? I don't know. I don't know. Because like maybe nothing was happening and everything was just moving very slow. And you're just like, dang, should I even keep working on these projects? Should I keep, doing these things? And Spirit is like, yes, okay. Even though you don't see what I'm leading you towards yet, know that you're being led somewhere very, very important. Okay. So, yes, I think you've been kind of going down the path, but you've been hesitant, and Spirit is wanting to let you know that blessings are coming in during this full moon in Virgo, and it's because you trusted your intuition. So, yeah, invites, like maybe some type of job opportunity, some type of maybe you put out your resume, maybe you've been putting out work, and maybe now you're going to start getting clients, or now you're going to start getting customers, or now like people are going to start coming to you being like, hey, I want you to do this and I'll pay you, like just stuff like that. But new money opportunities, I'm definitely feeling that, and like something that's emotionally fulfilling. Okay. So 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. So I'm going to put that right here in front of the Knight of Cups, because I definitely feel like what I was saying was like spirit kind of forced you to make changes when it comes to your career. Like I kept saying career. So maybe some of you guys lost your job. Maybe you guys were in business, and then maybe the certain things that you were doing kind of like didn't pan out, and you didn't make any money from it. Some maybe investments you didn't see a return on your investments and stuff like that, and spirit kind of forced you to switch things up. And then you decided to take that path, you decided to move in that direction, and now I feel like opportunities are starting to come in. But maybe there's some of you guys that are kind of still in the midst of it, where it's like you're realizing now, like, okay, wow, I do need to change things up. And then Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay, so clarity, having clarity about what you should do. Okay, having more clarity about what you should do, because all these things have happened to make you realize what you shouldn't do. That's exactly what these things that happened were, like realizing what you should not do. Okay, so yes. And that was, oh, okay, that was the last card. Okay, so well, not the last card, but as far as the message. Okay, but the last card I have for you is an affirmation card that you can use during this full moon in Virgo. Okay, we have, in every moment the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Oh my goodness, what did I say? Well, let me put this here so you can take a screenshot. But literally, what did I say? I literally was talking about how you need to change your mindset. You need to, well, I said that for the astrological breakdown, but also I was saying for this, and like kind of realizing like your intuition is leading you in the right direction, instead of feeling like, why is this happening to me? And start thinking like spirit is pushing you towards what you should be doing, and making you let go of what you should not be doing. Okay, and look at it like that, instead of like, all these bad things always happen to me and nothing will ever go right, and things like that. Because in every moment the universe is conspiring to bring you toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Okay, so that was your reading, pile one. If it resonated with you, please leave a comment. Okay, share this reading with someone that will love it. Okay. Also, make sure to go to housemystik.com to purchase any of my meditations. To purchase a painting, spiritual merch, decor, art, things like that. All right. And I do have something that will be coming for you guys. Some of you guys probably, I talked about on Instagram, but the launch date got pushed back. But my app is coming soon. Okay, my app. So be on the lookout for that. All right, go to housemystik.com and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell and that like button. Okay. And also, if you feel called to, never an expectation, but if you feel called to, you can tip your girl in the virtual tip jar, which is in my description and in my comment section. All right. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Hello, hello, hello. Those of you that chose pile number 2 with the heart-shaped selenite crystal, one of my faves. Okay. So let's get into this reading all about what will be happening for you during this full moon in Virgo. Okay, so the first 2 cards are the overall theme of what will be occurring for you during this full moon in Virgo. So let's see. Wow, the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. And then we have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Okay, So maybe some of you guys are Capricorn, some of you guys are Scorpios. Maybe some of you guys are experiencing, because we do have the South Node in Scorpio, so maybe that's hitting a prominent place in your chart, the South Node in Scorpio that we have going on, because maybe you are a Scorpio. And then maybe this full moon is affecting your career. But I feel like this is going along with what I said with the astrological breakdown at the beginning of the reading, because I talked about how this is the last full moon of the astrological year, and it's all about tying up loose ends and things like that. So with you guys, I definitely feel like this is the end of a cycle for you, and you've probably been going through a very, very difficult time. This is already sounding like pile one. Maybe you were also drawn to pile number one, but maybe you, yeah, just been going through a tough time. And I'm wondering if it's especially with your career, and finances, and it's has you feeling like, bro, what? Like, what do I do? Like, what can I even do? And yeah, and maybe it's have you feeling a little scared about putting yourself out there, or trying to, yeah, just trying to put yourself out there. And Spirit is saying to work through your fears. And another thing that I'm getting from this is, another theme for you guys could be like working through your fears with putting yourself out there. Okay, maybe you struggle with putting your ideas out there because maybe you sometimes feel like no one's listening, no one cares. And maybe it comes from like a childhood where you felt abandoned or was criticized for your gifts, your abilities, and people kind of being like, I mean, what is it that you're trying to do? I guess, you know what I mean? And it made you feel like, even though you maybe still went for these things, it kind of made you feel like maybe they're right, and maybe it made you stop putting yourself out there. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. So the next few cards are basically what you need to release during this full moon in Virgo. Okay, so we have animals. Sorry, I was like, is my son crying? And then we have answers. So I'm feeling like the overall theme for y'all, or well, I guess like what you need to release. That's funny because animals, maybe for some of you guys, it has to do with your diet. And I'm totally not saying to go vegan or anything, because I'm not vegan. Okay, I'm not vegan, and I don't like to tell people what to eat or anything like that. But maybe spending more time outside and eating like more fresh foods, and yeah, eating fresh foods like fruits, vegetables, maybe even doing more herbs, like herbs and tinctures and stuff like that, using more natural products on your body. Maybe it's something that will also help you with working through your fears and stuff like that, because for some of you guys, especially with it being Capricorn and Scorpio, I feel like there's a lot of you guys that have a lot of pent up aggression or pent up emotions, and maybe it comes out in anxiety. Maybe okay, I said comes out in anxiety. That sounded weird, but like maybe you have a lot of anxious thoughts. Okay, maybe you often have very anxious thoughts. Maybe you are someone that has panic attacks. Maybe you spiral often in your mind and stuff like that. And Spirit is saying the answer to getting out of these situations with your career where you feel like things are not panning out is not just to work, 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 work. It's also about taking care of your body. That's what I'm sensing for some of you guys. And Virgo is the sign of health. Virgo is definitely the sign of health. And I feel like there could be some of you guys, I'm just really sensing that some of you guys have experienced a childhood where people criticized you, criticized what you were into, criticized your ideas, or something like that. And you've been through some traumatic experiences where, like, people, you felt abandoned or betrayed by people. And if you have been experiencing anything kind of like not really great when it comes to your career, and you've been feeling like you want to level up and you haven't been able to level up, it's because spirit is wanting you to heal from some traumatic experiences. And maybe even some of you guys, maybe you don't even need to, I guess, level up in your career, but maybe you've just been feeling tired and drained and just wondering why you feel crazy. It's because you need to, I'm just really sensing, need to heal from the past with this animals card, like where you are getting more sunshine, you're taking more time for rest, you're using herbal tinctures, you're doing these you're getting more in touch with nature, I guess, eating fresh foods and stuff like that. And it'll help you with healing your fears and getting out of this cycle, because I feel like for some of you guys, you overwork yourself or something. But yeah, let's just see what other messages your spirit team has for you as far as what will be occurring for you during this full moon in Virgo. Oh, y'all have 5 cards instead of 4. Okay. The Empress. See, okay. See, I knew it. I knew it. Taking care of yourself. I knew it. I definitely knew it. There is a need to take more care of yourself, because I feel like you're healing from the past. You're healing from the past because of some traumatic experience that maybe you just experienced, or it's from the past, like I said. And maybe you've been wanting to make more progress when it comes to your career, and spirit says you can make that progress with your career, but it's not through just work. Okay, of course there's certain things you need to do, like goals and stuff, but there's also a need to really take care of yourself. Like I'm sensing there's a need for rejuvenation, because you've been burning yourself out and stretching yourself too thin. But I feel like it's because you're someone that has great work ethic, but sometimes it's like you work so much and you don't even feel like your work is even good enough, or that it's enough, so you just keep working because you feel like the work that you've done is never enough. But spirit is saying, instead of working like that, it's time to balance it out with self-care, like doing more work when it comes to your self-care. 4 of Swords. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is why I love doing this. This is why, okay? Because I love when I get these messages from spirit, and and sometimes I'll be like, I mean, am I, like, I'm just saying things, but they come through and confirm. Because look at her. She's tired. She's burnt out. She's been working so hard. She's burnt out. Okay, so that could really be y'all. Y'all been working, and spirit is like, please, balance this out with rest. Okay, balance it out with rest. Okay, and I feel like the fact that you've been pushing when it comes to your career, which we love your work ethic. I'm hearing that's what your spirit guides are saying. They love your work ethic, but it's like you're not going to be able to get to where you want to go from here, as as Abraham Hicks says. I don't know if y'all listen to her, but you can't get to where you're trying to get from here, which is like depletion and being burnt out and just tired. There's a need to rejuvenate yourself. Okay, take more time to exercise, rest, do your self-care routines, eat foods that make you feel good, like fresh foods. You drink your herbal tinctures, use natural products on your body, things like that. And I'm, like I said, I'm not telling anyone to go vegan because like I'm not vegan, but like just making sure what you're consuming is not like, just not just all, I want to say not all meat. You know what I mean? Because I'm, like I said, I'm not telling anyone to not to be vegan, but I feel like Spirit is just saying to incorporate more fresh foods into your diet, where it's not just just the meats. It's also fruits. It's also vegetables, and and it's also you taking care of your body as well. Okay, so let's see the Chariot. Okay. That's crazy that this came up because another thing I wanted to say, what you consume as far as like what you listen to. Okay, like what type of content do you come in contact with every day? Like, what are you listening to? Who are you listening to? You know what I mean? And I feel like that'll help you work through your fears because, like I said, I definitely feel like some of you guys experience some type of traumatic situation and Spirit is trying to get you to heal from it. And it could have been a group of traumatic situations. It could have been one thing after another. And Spirit is helping you to heal from that. But they're saying you need to do these things such as resting and like your exercising, getting outside, eating fresh foods, and things like that because that will help you as well. Okay, and listening to inspirational content that makes you feel good because it'll help your mind from experiencing those anxious thoughts because I'm really sensing that some of you guys are like y'all have a lot of anxious thoughts that run rampant all the time. Okay, and I think it's because you work and you push, and sometimes you just be feeling like all the work that you're doing is not even good enough, but you still keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And Spirit is like, stop. So we also have the Fool. Wow, this is the perfect card to come out because first of all, look, she's in the sunshine, and what was I talking about? Like get outside and stuff. But I'm also feeling like what I said, like you can't get to where you're trying to go from here, like a place of depletion and stuff like that, and you push so hard that you don't take that time to do your self-care, and it's because you feel like if you take that time for self-care and to not focus on work, everything will fall apart. And Spirit wants you to know that's not true. They want you to get towards your goals. Your spirit guides want you to move forward towards your goals, but in a balanced way, not in a way that's like where you're just so burnt out, but in a way where you're like, okay, I did this, but now I need to take ample amount of time for self-care because I've done all I could do. And when I say all I can do, I don't mean like where you're burning yourself out and then you're like, oh, I did all I can do. No, like finding balance in your day, like, making sure you're doing your self care stuff and not just working throughout the day, especially if you're someone that works from home. Because me, I have an issue with that. This is so resonating with me because I have an issue with just stopping. Six of Cups. See, okay. Some of you guys do work from home. I see. Some of you guys work from home, and you probably have a hard time not working. But some of you guys, it's like you're so busy with work and then you come home and you have kids and you have to deal with the kids, but you need to make time for you. Okay, there's a need to make time for you and your well-being and your inner child. Okay, so the last card is an affirmation you can use during this full moon in Virgo, and it says, oneness is my true nature. Oneness is my true nature. Oh yeah, so if you want to take a screenshot. And it's funny he's talking about nature because I was saying, get outside. But I also feel like with this oneness is my true nature. I feel like it's like you needing to remember that you're a divine being, because I feel like you've been so caught up in the material world that which makes you feel like if I don't work and keep going and pushing, that my needs won't be met. But you are a divine being and abundance is your birthright. So whether you're working or you're not working, you deserve abundance. Okay? You deserve to feel happy. You deserve to feel good. Okay? And that's all I have for you. Pile number 2. Okay, if it resonated with you, please leave a comment. Make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, if you feel called to, you can tip your girl on Cash App or PayPal. My links are in the description and my comment section. Also, make sure you go to housemystik.com to purchase some spiritual art, spiritual decor, spiritual merch. Okay, and I have something new coming for y'all. The launch date, if y'all follow me on Instagram, I wanted to update y'all because I was supposed to launch my app on the 1st, but that did not happen due to some technical difficulties. But be on the lookout for that should be coming very, very soon. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Hello, hello, hello. Those of you that chose pile number 3 with the Smoky Quartz, this is your reading all about what will be happening for you during this full moon in Virgo. Okay, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Sorry if y'all can hear that. The trash truck, the garbage man is here. And I wonder if that's a message for y'all where it's like maybe getting rid of clutter is a thing for you with this full moon in Virgo, because Virgo is the cleanly sign. Associated with getting organized. Oh my goodness, they're so loud. But I'm also thinking like, so clutter, cleaning up your space, but also like really releasing the past once and for all, okay? And really like maybe cleansing your aura, cleansing your space. Maybe even moving house, moving from a certain space or something like that. That's what I'm sensing. But let's see what your cards are saying. So yeah, these 2 cards are basically what the overall theme for you about like what will be happening during full moon in Virgo. Wow. So we have a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, and we have a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. And this is the full moon in Virgo reading. So maybe some of you guys are Cancers, Virgos. Maybe you have have it in your big 3 or, somewhere else in your chart that's prominent. Excuse me. And I think it's funny that Cancer came up too, because I was talking about changing your home. Okay, changing your home and even cleaning your crib. And Virgo, the sign of cleaning, the Cancer having to do with like the home, the crib, you know what I mean? So cleaning your crib. So yeah, maybe some of you guys really, really need to get rid of clutter in your home. But I definitely feel like for some of you guys in this reading, I feel like you're being called to change your environment. Yeah. There's a need to change your environment, even though this is talking about a time to give rather than take, and then a personal issue reaches resolution. For some reason, I'm feeling like I'm just sensing, because of the 2 signs that are here, I'm really sensing like a change in environment. So if some of you guys have been feeling called to move, this would be a perfect time for moving. Okay? And or at least getting the steps in order for you to move. Okay? Let's see what else comes up. Let's see. And then these 2 cards have to do with what you need to release. Well-being and talent. Oh, wait, I didn't show you. Well-being, talent. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, with well being and talent coming up, that's very interesting. I think it has to do with your well being having an effect on your talents. Okay, like needing to take care of yourself because that's what will help you produce more and be able to create your best work when you really take care of yourself. But for some reason, I wonder if these other cards will support what I'm saying, but I'm really feeling like there's a need to change your environment and maybe, and especially if you are a Cancer or a Cancer rising. I would even say Virgo too, and I'm saying this because I'm a Virgo with a Cancer rising, and I'm very very sensitive to my environment. And maybe you guys have those signs in your charts, or you're just very sensitive to your environment, and spirit is saying like to change your environment or maybe cleanse your space when it comes to your environment, like get rid of clutter or something, because I feel like it's affecting your well-being and how much you get done. Because especially like for example, if your room is messy or something, that can indicate that your mind is like a mess right now. Or maybe your room is full of clutter or something like that, and that can indicate that like maybe you have a lot of projects that's not finished, or you have a lot of things from the past that you haven't been able to let go of, and things like that. But I'm definitely sensing if you clean up your space and cleanse your space and maybe even take the time to cleanse your aura, you will be able to produce better things. Not saying what you did in the past is not good, but it definitely will help you find more clarity and make you create your best work. Um, and also maybe even your manifestation abilities. Maybe it'll even help with your manifestation, because maybe that's been slowed down, but maybe it's because there's just a lot of stagnant energy with you having so much clutter, or maybe you still having energy that you've absorbed from other people within you or in your aura. Okay, so these next few cards have to do with just any messages spirit has for you, as far as like how this full moon Virgo will be affecting you. 10 of Swords. Okay, just this is exactly what I was sensing, because I feel like there's something from the past that you need to let go of. There's a need to let go of the past, okay? And maybe there's like clutter still in your space and it's associated with your past, and you haven't been able to let go of those certain things, and there's a need to let go of things that no longer serve you in your environment, and it in turn will help you with letting go of things that don't serve you energetically. But also this is going along with what I was talking about with like some of you guys, your space. There's a need to change your space, because I feel like maybe you could be living with someone that kind of like betrayed you, hurt you, said some things that's just like, what? Maybe some of you guys still live with your parents, and maybe even, and maybe it's not even that they've betrayed you, but it's like y'all have different lifestyles. But I'm just really feeling like there's someone in your environment that makes you feel like, nah, I don't want to be here. Or maybe it's just the environment is like you've outgrown your environment, where you maybe even your hometown, but you've outgrown it. That's, I don't know, that's just what I'm sensing. Okay, let's see. King of Pentacles. Okay. 5 of Swords. Okay. And 8 of Swords. Okay. So 8 of Swords is kind of confirming what I said, because you see here, she's all tied up. She's all tied up, and she has these swords around her, and she has this blindfold on, and she could easily take the blindfold off She could easily take the blindfold off. She could easily escape from these swords because there's space behind her and go to the city that's back here. But it's almost like she's choosing to stay in these swords. You know what I mean? And even with this, like she's just laying here on the phone with all these knives in her. And it's all these, look at all these swords. Very interesting. So I'm wondering if some of you guys are a Virgo, like I said, or maybe an air sign or a Cancer. But I'm definitely sensing one of the air signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. and then Virgo. But yeah, it's like you're choose I don't want to say it's choosing, because it's more so that you feel stuck there. I feel like you feel stuck in an environment, or you you feel stuck. I'm surprised the devil card didn't come up, but I feel like you feel stuck in a certain environment, a certain job, or something like that. Even though you feel like, or it could even be that there's beliefs that you're stuck in. There's certain beliefs that you're stuck in, or like past traumatic experiences that you haven't been able to let go of. And Spirit is saying you can let go of them. You can release this environment. You can let go of this job. You can move forward, but it's like there's a part of you that feels like you can't. So you kind of just stay right here. Okay. And with the Five of Swords coming up, I like to look at the Five of Swords in a different way than most people do. Because I always look at this as like the different phases of someone, where it's like you experience some type of conflict, some type of betrayal, some type of like something that was unsettling, and it was upset, it made you upset. Then this is the girl back here crying, but then there's a girl right here that's looking up at the clouds, and I look at that as like you taking that experience, that unsettling experience, and being like, what can I learn from this? what like, how can I move forward from this, because I don't want to feel like this anymore. And then this girl, I look at her as like she's looking back at those things and kind of smiling and being like, wow, if it wasn't for that unsettling experience, it wouldn't have made me be like, what do I actually want? What should I actually change? You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like whatever experiences you've had, where it's like a certain environment, or maybe certain things that like happened in the past that was like unsettling or whatever, look at it as a lesson. Okay, look at those things as a lesson. Oh, and we have a personal issue reaches resolution. Okay. So yeah, look at those things as a lesson. Those things that were unsettling, look at it as a lesson, but now it's time to let it go. Okay, now it's time to let it go and let the past be the past. Okay, make peace with the past. That's what I'm really sensing for you guys for this full moon in Virgo, making peace with the past and let the past be the past, and look at it like, wow, if it wasn't for these things, I wouldn't have known this other thing over here. If it wasn't for these experiences, I wouldn't have learned these certain things. And for you guys, I'm definitely hearing discernment, and I'm wondering if it's because Virgo came up. But I'm really feeling like a lot of you guys are air signs too. But I feel like these certain things that you've experienced in life has made you have more discernment. It's made you value yourself more, because you're just like, these people treated me this way, or this certain thing happened, and I finally know my worth, and yeah, I need to get out of here, or I need to never allow myself to experience something like that again. But I'm really sensing for a lot of you guys, it's like a living situation. Okay, this could be for a certain few, but I'm really sensing like there's a living situation and they've said certain things, they've treated you in a certain way, and you're just like, yeah, I can't put up with this anymore. And before it made you upset and made you be like, why would they say that? Why are they acting like this towards me? But it started making you think, okay, what can I do to get out of here? And then looking, and then in the future being able to look back and be like, yeah, because of the fact that they did that and they said that thing, it really made me realize I need to get out there on my own and not allow myself to continue to be stuck in this experience where someone is treating me like this. So it could be a living situation. It could even be like a relationship where someone has treated you in some type of way, like, and you're realizing like, yeah, this needs to be done. I don't need to be friends with people like this. I don't need to be romantically attached to people like this. Like, you know. All right, so the last card we have for you is an affirmation card that can help you during this full moon in Virgo. Ooh, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. There's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. So yeah, that definitely makes me think that um with these experiences where it's like they were unsettling, or when it sorry, and people have said certain things to or about you, it was another thing it was meant to make you embrace was your authentic self and make you and teach you more about what you don't want. This is kind of reminding me of pile number 2 a little bit. Maybe you were drawn to pile number 2. But yeah, and cuz I'm just really sensing like there's like someone in your environment for some of you guys, or like a family member, like a partner that you recently decided to part ways with, a friend you decided to part ways with, or whatever, and they've made you feel kind of bad about yourself in some shape or form. But I feel like with this card coming out, there's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Is I feel like once you're out of this situation, this living situation, it's gonna help you with being your most authentic self. Or if you were in a relationship where you weren't being yourself, or in a friendship where you felt like you weren't being yourself, you stepping away from this relationship will help you be more of your most authentic self. Okay? And here's this affirmation if you want to take a screenshot. Okay, so that's all I have for you, pile number 3. If it resonated with you, please leave a comment. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you're updated every single time I drop something new. Make sure you go to housemystik.com to purchase spiritual art, spiritual decor, spiritual merch, all made by me. Okay. And also, if you feel called to, you can tip your girl in the virtual tip jar, and it's my Cash App and my PayPal. Okay. I think I'm going to try to add Venmo in there and see what happened. And then also, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have heard me talk about my app, and the launch date got pushed back. So if you were excited about that, just keep a lookout for it because it's coming soon. Okay. All right. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Peace.